Hey Leo, what's going on everybody? It's Ant from CancerMoonsTarot and welcome in here to April 2024. This is going to be your reading here for the month. How are you? I hope you guys are doing well. I do want to mention as always before we start, if you'd like a personal read, check out my website, CancerMoonsTarot.com. It's linked down in the description below. I do also want to mention that I'm having the biggest sale yet, which is 30% off on 15-minute personal readings. So if you would like to get 30% off and have a reading with me, feel free to use code KEEPITPOPPIN at checkout for that 30% off, okay? Without a further ado though, let's hop on into it here, Leo, and see what we got going on here, baby. What insight and information do we got popping on through here, please, for the zodiac sign of Leo? Moving throughout April 2024. What do we got going on here for our Lions, babe? What information's coming on in here for Leo throughout April 2024? Starting out here with your overall energy, what do we got? And we have here a Page of Swords. So Page of Swords here is kind of like contemplating taking an action here. It's definitely a bit of hesitant energy, not really sure what to do. Do I take action? Do I not? Do I say something? Do I not say something? So you feel a little bit restrictive here coming into the month of April. I'm not sure quite just yet what it is you're feeling restricted about, but there is some sort of restriction I'm feeling coming into play. So there's a bit of hesitant energy popping up here so far. Let's go ahead and explore. Let's take a look here and see what your main focus of the month is going to be. So what is the main focus here for Team Leo? Moving throughout April 2024, we have here the Four of Pentacles. So I feel like you're focusing on holding on to something, but at the same time, I think that's exactly what you're questioning. Should I hold on to a situation? Should I not? Should I hold on to a person? Should I let them go? So this is a lot of contemplating, I feel, going back and forth on what should happen next. How is Leo navigating through this focus throughout the month of April? How are they navigating through this focus? We have here the Seven of Swords, we have here the Temperance card, and we have here the King of Swords. Seven of Swords, I think, to a degree, is seeing yourself kind of being put in harm's way. I almost see that you kind of acknowledge the situation you're in can have a bad effect on you. It's like right now, maybe I'm not in like the worst situation per se, but like I can also see how this can turn really bad. So I'm not sure exactly what you're dealing with. Maybe it's something romantic where it's like, I don't know, like there's a part of me that wants to be with this person. However, like I can also see this being like a really unhealthy relationship. Same with work. If it's a job, it's like, sure, maybe the money's great, but maybe the job's really taxing. So I feel like you're seeing positives, but you're also seeing a lot of negatives here. Just some big scenario that's really been your main focus throughout the month of April. You know, Temperance card is like, yeah, I should probably do something that's going to be the most healthy outcome. Like I should probably focus on what's going to be the best for me. But at the end of the day here, Seven of Swords, it's like, as much as this may be harmful, like I also feel like there's good aspects to whatever I'm invested in here at this time. So how you're navigating through this focus is you're trying to rationalize, is this going to be a scenario that does more harm than good or does more good than harm? You're trying to figure that out here. King of Swords says, I need to get serious right now and come up with some sort of answer. So Leos, I think that jumping into the month of April, you've been contemplating like a mofo, okay? You have been very much so meditating, contemplating, trying to come up with an answer. I feel like you have fell short when it comes to an answer. It's been pretty tough, I think, for you to wonder like, okay, like, is this good for me or not? And as I've already previously stated, it could be a multitude of things. It could be love right now that you're contemplating. It could be a job. It could be a personal path. It could be the people you surround yourself with. But something definitely does feel like it has a negative effect. You know, there's definitely either some toxicity to it, unhealthiness to it, and that's where things get tricky because at the same time, I think it does make you feel good. You know, so there's pleasure, and then there's also the opposite. So this is where things get pretty tricky. Let's go ahead and move forward here. Well, actually, before we move forward, let me clarify something. Tell me about the Seven of Swords. What are some details here with the Seven of Swords about how this situation Leo's invested in could be harmful to Leo? We have here the Knight of Swords. We have here the Eight of Swords. We have here the Lovers. For many of you, it really could be a love-based situation. You know, you might feel like you are damned if you do and damned if you don't with somebody because maybe a part of you feels that if you stay with them, it's great, but at the same time, you still could get hurt. And if you walk away, it's going to suck because there's a part of you that still wants to be with them. So I'm definitely feeling like a double-edged sword in this situation, especially if it's romantic. But even if it's not romantic, you know, Eight of Swords here to the Lover's card says, like, I'm in my head because I feel really connected to someone or something, but I also feel like I should take flight. So the Seven of Swords here is saying, I'm in a situation that probably isn't all the best, because if I knew it was 100% healthy for me, I wouldn't have to question it in the first place. I think that's what it came down to. I think that's exactly what the Seven of Swords is saying to you. It's like, if this was good for me, I wouldn't have to question it in the first place, you know? Especially if it's a person in love and romance. It's like, if they were the right person for me, I wouldn't have to question whether or not I should be with them or whether or not I should continue whatever we have, you know? Same with work, etc. I think the truth is the more you kind of dig into your head here with the Eight of Swords, Leo, you're starting to see that the cons are outweighing the pros in your situation. And I think the difficult part is with the Seven of Swords, you're trying to convince yourself that the pros outweigh the cons, but the truth is the cons outweigh the pros. And I feel like in your heart of hearts, you know that. Deep down inside, you know the cons here are outweighing the pros, but it's like you're trying to convince yourself that maybe if I keep this up, everything will get a lot better. So your body's been telling you something. Your mind's been telling you something. Your soul's been yelling at you, Leo, saying, hey, it's time to get out of Dodge. That's why there's hesitancy. That's why you're feeling very uneasy right now in whatever situation you're dealing with, because I feel like your spirit is telling you, hey, this isn't good for me. But I feel like in a way, you're still trying to kind of convince yourself that it is. Okay? So that's what I'm picking up on here so far. Let's see the good stuff, and then we'll dabble back into the situation in a bit. So what kind of good things are happening here for Leo throughout the month of April 2024, please? Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What are some good things happening here for Leo throughout their month? Starting out here with the first card, we have here a Five of Pentacles, and we're pairing that Five of Pentacles here with the Magician. Ooh, I like that. Moving forward, we have here a Three of Wands, and we're pairing that here with the Death card. And lastly, for you, Leo, we have here an Eight of Pentacles, and we're pairing that here to the Hierophant. So I want to touch base here first and foremost in this period, or in this part of the read, right? Everything we read is going to be good no matter what. So taking a look here in the beginning, we have a Five of Pentacles, and we have here a Magician. Now, typically the Five of Pentacles is representative of lack. It could also be representative of feeling left out in the cold. If you have felt like it's been hard to be social, I want to just say that's going to change a lot in April. I definitely feel like this could be a great opportunistic time to create more friendships, to meet more people, but also it's a great time to be social, because I think that your social life is really going to be buzzing here in April 2024. So really put yourself out there, and you're going to see there's a lot of cool social opportunities. Now, besides that standpoint, though, the Magician is about showing up. It's also about attraction and manifestation. I feel that if you've been lacking something, you are attracting what it is you've been lacking. So if you feel like something's been missing in your life, here it comes, jumping into April 2024. If you feel like love's been missing in your life, here comes love. If you feel like people, or just in general, you know, people in general, right? If you feel like they've been missing in your life, here they come. So I don't know what it is, but I feel like whatever's been lacking is starting to come your way. And I think a lot of that is due to the nature of you guys naturally giving yourselves what you've been wanting. So a lot of you are attracting from within. And what I mean by this is for example, let's say you've been wanting more love. If you feel like love has been lacking in your life, chances are, Leo, you've been loving yourself more lately. And due to the nature of loving yourself more, you've put yourself on a specific vibration of love that other people are resonating with, right? What it is you do onto yourself, others pick up on. So at the end of the day, when we focus on loving ourselves, we attract people who love us the way we love us, right? So with that being said, I do feel like there is going to be a lot more social opportunities for you, but overall, I feel like whatever's been lacking is really starting to come in here for this month. Now, looking at the other good things we see, we have here a Three of Wands, and we have here a Death card. I feel like if you've been waiting around for things to happen, we're looking at a jam-packed month of action, meaning it's go, go, go time. We are not staying stuck anymore or stagnant anymore for situations that haven't gotten off the ground. They're going somewhere, whether they're going to the end or they're going to progression. So you're going to be seeing here in April 2024, things are getting up off the ground. It is not a time of stagnancy. It is go, go, go. Maybe you're in a situationship. You're like, I don't know what the hell we are. Well, guess what? We're figuring it out. We're either going to be together or we're not, you know? So you're going to see things pick up with speed really, really quickly, Leo, in all areas of life. And it doesn't just have to be romance. It could be in your work. It could be in your personal goals, whatever the case may be. I'm actually seeing for some Leos, if you have been putting a lot on the back burner you've been wanting to do, maybe you've been wanting to start a business and you've tossed that on the back burner, this is the time where you're bringing that to the forefront and getting active. If you have been putting to the background some kind of change in your regimen, maybe you wanted to start incorporating healthier foods or more exercise, and if you've been slacking on that, you're bringing it to the forefront, you're getting it done. So the good news here is we're not holding back. We're making sure that we do what it is we need to do so that we're not stagnant or still in certain certain areas of life that need to get picked up and going. Lastly, here for good things that we're seeing, we have here the Eight of Pentacles and the Hierophant. I feel like a lot of you are working on your commitments, which is really great. I feel like not only are you working on your commitments to people in your life who are important to you, like friends, romantic partners, and family, but you're working on commitments you've made to yourself. I feel like with the Page of Swords showing up as the overall energy of the month, it's kind of representative about being hesitant of taking the next steps, okay, or making the next steps happen. And you're noticing that it's created a theme in your life. Being hesitant has created stagnancy, and stagnancy has been no movement, and no movement means I'm not growing. So with the lack of growth you've been dealing with, I think a lot of you are feeling inspired in April to really get the ball rolling. I want to see things in my life change, and in order for that to happen, I can't keep on doing the same shit expecting to get different results. So I like it. You're really being mindful of your commitments, and you're putting work into it and energy into it. You're investing your time into wanting to see things grow, and there's going to be a very fruitful outcome from this, okay, is what I want to mention for you. So I like that a lot here so far, Leo. That looks quite wonderful. Now, before we go ahead and continue, because I was going to look at the challenge next, I want to get a little more insight on what's happening here in your main situation. You know, as I've previously stated to you, the main situation says, you know, something right now is a little iffy in your life. But I think that a really good point was brought up about this main situation, because if something was inherently good for you, 100%, you wouldn't be questioning it. And I kind of want to know why there's a part of you that's trying to convince yourself that maybe the pros do outweigh the cons, even though I think in your heart of hearts you know that the cons are outweighing the pros. So why is Leo trying to potentially convince themselves that something is better for them than it really is? Why is that the case? Two of Swords showing up here. Three of Cups showing up here. Because you want something very specific, but it almost feels like a part of you is like, should I just take what I can get? It's a settling energy, you know, especially if it's a person in love. It's like, sure, there's a lot of good aspects about them, but there's a lot of bad aspects about them. And at the end of the day, a part of you is like, should I settle? But I think, you know, deep down inside, you want the whole goddamn lottery. You know, you don't want half of the earnings on a lottery. You want the full lottery, right? So I think that the difficult part is that you have this side of yourself that's trying to convince you that this situation is better just because it's coming from a place of maybe I should just take what I can get. Because maybe I won't find better, but that's bullshit, because you will. You'll always find better, guys. Always. You will always find better. But right now you're looking for something to make you happy. If it's a person, you're looking for happiness there. If it's a job, you're looking for satisfaction there. But I think you know that this situation, person, etc., isn't 100% up to the standard of what you're looking for, to tell you the truth. So it's a hard time, because I think you're psyching yourself out because maybe you're thinking, maybe I won't find better, but that's far from the truth. That's far from the truth. If you open yourself up to better, you'll receive it. And I just want to leave that there, okay, Leo? I think there is a bit of settling energy. All right, maybe not for all of you. If it's not your story, no worries. But if you're resonating with this, I think to a degree there's a bit of settling energy. But you don't have to settle. Remember that, okay? You always have the ability to keep on going until you find something that is checking all the boxes you're looking for. All right? All right, guys. Let's go ahead and hop into the challenge portion. So let's see if there's going to be any specific challenge to note moving throughout April. So is there any challenges showing up here for Leo that they should be made aware about throughout April 2024? We have here the Seven of Pentacles. I think that making the right investments is a bit of a challenge this month, whether that's investing in certain people, in work situations, and your personal growth and development. I think right now using your time in a way where you're getting a good return from it seems a bit hard. I think a lot of you are questioning yourselves where it's like, am I doing the right thing with my time? You know, is spending all my time with this person the best use of my time? Is spending all my time on this project the best use of my time? I feel like there's just a lot of questioning going on within you guys this month. There's a lot of uncertainty showing up, Leo. I'm seeing that as a very common theme throughout the reading, is that you're very uncertain about what you're doing and what kind of investments you're making. But I think that when you feel that uncertainty, that's the perfect time to really explore, why you feel that way. If you feel really uncertain about a person, why? You will end up getting the answers the more you dig deeper there. If you're feeling uncertain about work, why? If you're feeling uncertain about a friend, why? There's always a reason to why you feel the way you feel, even if you don't see it at the surface level, really dig deep within and it's going to come out for you. It's going to reveal itself over time. So I think the challenge here is wondering if you're making the right investments. I think that to make it really easy in a way, I would say the right investments are always going to be what feels right, and I know that that sounds kind of stupid, but it's really true. You will know 100% of the time what actually feels right for you and what doesn't. When something just feels correct, you can feel it. You know it. It's an inner deep knowing. When something's a little fishy, it's an inner deep knowing too. So at the end of the day here, I feel like what you should do here is that if you're not sure about the investments you're making, you really have to gauge on an instinctual level, what are you actually feeling? And if it actually truly feels right, it's right for you. If not, dig deep there and really take a look if this would be the right thing. That would be my best advice. So if something's right, you'll know it. If it's not, maybe it's okay. Maybe it's not so okay. Really take some time to look into why something doesn't feel so amazing or so awesome, okay? All right, guys. I know we're getting a lot of repetitive themes here, so I'm not trying to have a super repetitive read, but that's what I'm seeing there so far. Moving on forward, though, throughout the reading, let's see if there's anything you may potentially want to avoid in the month here of April. So, is there anything coming up here for Leo that they may potentially want to avoid throughout April 2023? Need to be made aware about that they may potentially want to avoid. First two cards out are going to be the Three of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. Looking at the following, we have here the Ten of Swords paired to the Three of Cups, and lastly for you, we have here the Page of Wands paired here to the Three of Swords. I want to mention right off the bat here, Ten of Swords here paired to the Three of Cups. Mercury's in retrograde at this time. Definitely be mindful of not reconnecting with past people. This can be romantic past partners. This could be old friends. This could be people that maybe you had a fling with, whatever the case may be. But it's definitely a good time to steer clear of the past due to the nature of that situation and revisiting it, maybe not working out so well. It's not to say you can't revisit anything from the past, but maybe when the retrograde's over, it would be more of a better idea, a more favorable idea rather than doing it now. Because I feel like if you're revisiting people of the past, it definitely could bring up a lot of unnecessary drama that might not be worth it to add to your plate at this moment in time. So just a word to the wise there, and that goes for every zodiac sign. Just try not to get too involved in your past here. Maybe wait till after the retrograde. Probably will be a lot more favorable, and you could avoid a lot more drama, okay? Now, we also have here a Three of Pentacles and a Queen of Wands. Three of Pentacles is the energy of things working out and things coming together. Queen of Wands can be an energy of confidence. It can also be representative here of a lot of passion, okay? I feel like right now you have to take some time to take a look at the things in your life that are working out for you. But you want to be careful with being too overly confident in the things that you're investing in, because it may not be exactly what's really working for you. It could be something that's working against you. Now, what do I mean by this, Leo? Well, sometimes it can be really hard to see red flags when we're blinded by what somebody may be presenting as. So you want to really take a look very, very deeply and be very, very observant this month in all the situations you're engaging in, because something may look like it's unfolding perfectly and you may feel super excited and passionate about it, but it could be completely different when you peel off the mask and see who's truly behind the mask. So I feel like the universe is trying to say, be incredibly observant this month, because things in your life and even people in your life may be incredibly deceiving to the naked eye. So if you get a good offer that comes in for a new job, really look into that offer. You might not have read the fine print at first. You might not have seen everything that is maybe not so good about it. You might have only seen the shiny parts or the flashy parts that makes this new job look so fantastic and great. Maybe somebody's coming in here and they seem like a new person. They're awesome. They're sweet. But maybe get to know them a little bit longer before you put any sort of moves on them, because maybe there's parts of that person that isn't so great too. Okay, so I feel like the universe is trying to say, be really observant at this time. Don't be overly confident. Don't jump into anything too quickly. Really take your time to get to know a situation or a person and to really get all the facts straight before we make any sort of big investments, okay? Big investments, I think, are not a great thing to do right now. Just be really observant, and also until the retrograde kind of settles, don't make any sort of big choices or big decisions, and be mindful of contracts too, guys, okay? Any sort of contract you're signing at this time, if you're going to go through with that, please do read the fine print. That goes for leases on apartments, goes for mortgages, it goes for cars, it goes for anything that is contractual. So with that being said, really do be mindful. Now, lastly, in terms of what you may want to avoid, we have here the Page of Wands and we have here the Three of Swords. really steer clear from people who get off on your pain. And I'm not talking about getting off in a good way. You know, I feel like these are people who thoroughly enjoy seeing you down. And this could be people in your life, unfortunately, who are some of the closest people to you. So I want to go back to a moment about how I was telling you the universe is trying to say this month be incredibly observant. I feel like that's not just necessarily for, you know, what I've touched on previously. That could even be about the people who are closest to you. Like, do you have certain friends around you who love bringing up your pain, or who love bringing up your past, or who love bringing up when you failed here and you failed there? Why do you think that is? Why do you think they're always bringing that shit up and putting you in that state of vibration? Is it for your overall well-being, or is it that they enjoy that? These are the types of things I feel to be mindful about. And unfortunately, I'm not saying for all of you it's going to be the closest people to you, but for some that are watching, it very well likely could be a person who's super close to you, who revels in it, you know, or revels in it, whatever the word is, in your pain. So watch out for those people, man, because I feel that energy where the universe is trying to say, Leo, some of you might have some snakes in your garden. Okay? So really pay attention to how people make you feel. Pay attention to the shit they constantly bring up. You know, are they always out here with love and support and fuck the past, let's be on the present, let's focus on growth and moving forward and all that good stuff? Or are they constantly trying to remind you shit that you're not even trying to pay attention to? Are they constantly bringing up shit to make you feel like shit? Are they constantly putting you in a state of a negative vibration? If that's the case, your peace is worth protecting. It's not worth sacrificing for people who genuinely always bring that energy to the forefront. All right, Leos? So do take a lot of time here this month to be observant. I feel like it's going to work to your favor very, very well. Okay? All right, let's go ahead and move forward. We're going to hop on into your career section now. Let's see what's coming up in career for Leo. What insight and information do we got here for the Lions regarding their career in April 2024? First card showing up, 10 of Cups is great news. I love it. For some of you, just want to throw this out here. If you are getting married, I definitely love seeing that you have a career that's incredibly supportive of that. So this is like a boss who's like, you take the time you need, enjoy being newlywed. You know, your job will be back here when you get back. So that's really cool. But either way, though, despite marriage with that 10 of Cups showing up here, it represents lots of fulfillment. I feel like at this time in your career, things seem to be getting better. You have here a 9 of Wands that came out as well. And let me get one more card to discuss your career with you, and we'll see what's up. We have here a 5 of Cups. So I think there's a lot of fulfilling aspects that are showing up here to your career, but I also feel like, Leo, there's something that is also not a good aspect of your career too, because I think there's something that's disappointing that you don't talk about. It could be that maybe you feel like your career pulls you away a lot from your family. Maybe you feel like your career pulls you away a lot from the people in your life that you really want to spend your time with. It almost kind of feels to me like you wish there could be a better work-life balance, because it's unfortunate that I love what I do, but maybe I just don't feel like I have the perfect work-life balance, and that seems to be a very frustrating aspect. Now, there's many other ways that you can attack that. You know, you can communicate to your boss about different hours. You can communicate to people you work with about maybe swapping around schedules. You know, maybe for some of you, it's like there's no way around this, right? So I think that if you're finding yourself in a situation where you love what you do, but however, it's hard to have a work-life balance, there's a couple of options you have. You can go to a boss and see what you can do there, but at the same time, maybe you can find something within the same category that gives you a better work-life balance, but it's still doing what it is you enjoy. Or maybe you could be the person who says, you know what, I know this job so well that what if I ran it myself? Not only would that give me more freedom to have more time and have better work-life balance, but that puts me in the position to work for myself. So I always want to say, when there's a will, there's a way. And I think that you love what you do, but maybe it's more difficult in that work-life balance aspect. But remember, when there is a will, there is a way. You can figure it out. I don't want you to be stuck in that energy where you're telling yourself, I'm limited here, because there's no limitations when you allow yourself to open up your mind, right? A limited life, or how do I say this? A person who has a limited mind has a limited life, and a person who thinks freely is abundant. It's time for you to open up yourself to all possibilities of what you can do to really improve this work situation if you're finding yourself with a struggle of a work-life balance. Now, I may not have the perfect advice here for you, because everybody's situation will vary case by case, but I want you to dig a little deeper. There's definitely something you can do here to make this situation a lot better and a lot more comfortable for you, okay? All right, moving on forward to finance. Let's see how you're financially doing here this month. So what do we got coming up here for finances regarding our zodiac signs of Leo throughout April 2024? First card coming out is the World card. I like the World card showing up for you. There's some sort of end goal here. I think if you've been really saving a lot of money, this could be the big purchase you've been saving for. Some of you could be getting a new car. Some of you could be getting that house you've saved for. It definitely feels like you are closing out a cycle here financially. This also could be the clearing of debts, which is really fantastic too. So maybe some of you guys are paying off your credit card debt this month, paying off any sort of tax debt, any kind of debts that you have had that have been outstanding could be coming to a close here. Maybe your car is officially paid off. That's wonderful news. So that's a great thing to see here financially for you. There's a very freeing feeling when we can let go of those debts because a lot of people feel that financial strain. So you may be clearing those debts here and having that newfound sense of, whew, I can breathe again. I feel free. I can really start focusing my money and putting it into kind of like a different kind of nest egg for myself, right? Put myself into a lot of a better position financially. Now that money's no longer going out, I have more to save and put to the side. So that's really wonderful news. Yeah, Six of Pentacles, man. I love that for you looking at you financially right now. Six of Pentacles represents balance with your finances, not having to overspend, having the ability to save, having the ability to work with your money quite well and build a future here. So Leos, I actually think that this month financially, you are starting to begin to feel I can actually set up a pretty comfortable future financially now. I think there's going to be a clearing out of debts, and I definitely think that you are learning to manage your money way better. I'm not sure if you've recently gotten very interested in finance or if you have good financial advisors around you, but there's something about saving more money that's coming into play for you and setting up a really good future for yourself. Could be a 401k account. Maybe some of you are investing your money in whatever the case may be, but you're beginning to see a future financially that actually looks quite comfortable. And for some of you, this even could be a new job coming in, so that's really cool too. But yeah, I think financially, I have no complaints on what I'm seeing, guys. You actually look pretty good, man. I think that it's a time where you're figuring out how you can financially suffice and how you can build comfort and wealth in your life. And as you have started to figure it out, it may be the beginning of the process, but hell, you're ready for the journey, okay? I love that. Let's keep it moving forward. Let's hop on into love here for Leo. And after we touch up on the love section, we'll take a look at your overall outcome for this entire month, okay? So what do we got going on here for the single Leos, please? Throughout April 2024, the remainder of it. What's going on here for single Leos? First two cards coming out. We got here a Devil, and we have here a Nine of Swords. I feel like single Leo, you could be hung up on somebody right now. Definitely feels like you're a little disappointed about this person or disappointed about the way that the situation's going. Why is that going that way, or why are they disappointed? We have here a Ten of Wands. We have here a Ace of Swords. You may feel like you are putting in a lot of effort. If you're a single Leo right now, you're feeling like you're putting in a lot of effort in a connection with somebody who's not very responsive. And it's starting to begin to make you feel like you're a burden to this person. Now, I want to say you're not a burden ever, Leo. So I want you to remember that. You're never a fucking burden. But if somebody's not taking out the time to respond to you, if they are not putting in the work that you're putting in, you more than likely deserve to be putting that kind of work into somebody who appreciates it, period. So if you're a single Leo, I feel like right now holding on to this person's definitely not going to be beneficial for you, because if they're not showing reciprocity, they're not the right one. The right person's going to reciprocate you in every single way and appreciate the things that you do. So word to the wise here, guys, you're not a burden, but you're focusing on the wrong one. And that's just all that it comes down to. You know, you are enough. They just may not appreciate or see you the way that you deserve to be seen. And that's okay. And that's okay, because at the end of the day, somebody else will. So I feel like opening yourself up to the person or to people in general who will really get to see you is a way better option than holding on to somebody who isn't particularly holding on to you. Okay, so definitely something to think about there for single Leos. Hopping on into the coupled Leos, what's going on with you guys throughout April 2024, please? What do we got here for Leo couples throughout April? First card out, we have an Ace of Cups. Ooh la la. Next card is going to be a Two of Wands. And lastly, we have here a King of Cups showing up as well. Now, not the World card, but the Ace of Cups showing up here represents love in a connection. Now, Two of Wands showing up, I feel like the two of you here are choosing to make some sort of decision that's going to alter the relationship, but I feel like it's for a deeper connection than anything. So this could be big decisions, like moving in together, choosing to get engaged or married, choosing to have a kid. This is a time where Leo couples are making big decisions as partners together in a partnership. So I feel like you love this person. You know they love you. We've been together for a long time now. Let's kick up our relationship to the next step. I think that's what the Two of Wands is trying to say. I think it's time to kind of leave behind where our relationship has been. It's deepened, it's matured, it's got to this point where maybe we're ready to take new steps in our relationships. And like I said, maybe that's having a baby. Maybe that's getting married. Maybe that's getting engaged. Maybe that's moving in together. Whatever these types of steps are, you feel like you're reaching that threshold now where we can take that new step in this new chapter of our lives together romantically. So I see some changes happening there, but it's definitely changes that are positive for you and your respectable partner to grow and to deepen and to mature the connection. So definitely positive news there all the way around. Now, with that being said, guys, and despite this whole mess you're seeing here on the table, let's get on into your overall outcome and see how your month here ends. Okay, so what's going to be the overall outcome here, please, for our zodiac signs of Leos throughout April 2024, and we have here the Knight of Wands. I like the Knight of Wands, man. Some things come and some things go, but what's meant to stay will always stay anyway. Okay? Maybe I should be a fucking rapper with all those goddamn bars and those rhymes that I just busted over here on this video. Now, at the end of the day here, Leo, I think the main focus, right, when I was discussing with you in the beginning of the read, was saying that you had a lot of uncertainty showing up in your life. And I think that a lot of you guys saw positives in some main situation you were dealing with. You also saw negatives, and I think a lot of you were trying to say that the positives outweighed the negatives, but I think the truth is the negatives outweighed the positives, and then we talked about settling and yada, yada, yada. I think the point of what the Knight of Wands is trying to say is people, situations, and things will come in your life that'll sometimes temporarily make you feel good, but it doesn't mean that they're always meant to stay there forever. What comes will come, and sometimes it'll go, but what's meant to stay will. And I think that the whole point of your month here is, at the end of the day, sure, life may be uncertain, the future may be uncertain, but take a look at what you have now. If you can't tell yourself with certainty that you love what's right in front of you, chances are it isn't what's for you. And it's probably not going to stay either. It's probably going to go just as quick as it came. But what's meant for you is what's going to stick around, man. Whether it's people, whether it's thriving in kinds of different types of jobs, whether it's your personal path, what's meant for you will always stick around with you, Leo, okay? And I feel like that's the main point the universe is trying to say. So this is not a time to settle, guys. This is not a time to be in a half empty, half full kind of energy. Know your worth, because you're worth the fucking world. And allow yourselves to be open to the better things. What you've experienced is not it yet, man. The best has yet to come. Okay, Leos? All right, guys. You had a pretty interesting read, man. I liked it for the most part. A couple things we mentioned and we talked about, but definitely feel like I addressed as much as I could for you. So I hope you enjoyed it, guys. I hope it helped out. If there was anything confusing about it, I apologize. Mercury is in retrograde, so sometimes for me personally, the way that I express how I'm reading or the way that I communicate sometimes can be a little bit finicky. So hopefully I made sense all in all throughout today's reading, but I love and appreciate you guys. A couple things to note, of course, if you guys want to get yourselves a personal read like I mentioned previously, you can head over to my website, CancerMoonsTarot.com. You can use code KEEPITPOPPIN for 30% off on the 15-minute personal reading tier. If you would like to book one today, now is the best time. That sale is going to be going on till the end of April, so on April 30th it finishes. So if you want to get yourself that read, feel free to. I'd be happy to read for you, okay? All right, the Leos, much love and appreciation to you. Have a wonderful and amazing rest of your month, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Much love, and have yourselves a good one. Peace.